another big time move that happened. The Saints signed Tyrann Mathieu. This has been in the work. Well, I don't know if it's been in the works, but he did visit with the Saints, and he ultimately decided to sign with them. Now, I don't know about you, but this makes the Saints dangerous to me. Tyrann Mathieu, there are some knocks against him. Him not having long-term financial security last year definitely affected his play. You can see in the AFC Championship game where there are times where it looks like he's making business decisions rather than making a tackle. And, I feel like at that point, the competitor in you just has to make a play. But regardless, he has the money. He has the security now with the Saints. So I think he's going to play his ass off with them. But Tyrann Mathieu, the Saints had the 4th-ranked defense last year. 4th against the run, 14th against the pass. That passing defense becomes better with Tyrann Mathieu. The secondary is now Marshawn Lattimore, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Bradley Roby, Paulson Adebo, Marcus May, and Tyrann Mathieu. That is, a top 3 secondary in football. The defensive line, Cam Jordan, Davenport, Onyemata, Payne Turner, first-round pick last year, who didn't get to play, now is going to play this year. This defense is going to be exceptional. It's going to be one of the best in the NFL. The Saints last year were 5-2 with Jameis Winston, 4-1 with Taysom Hill. They were 9-3 with Taysom and Jameis. Then you had Simeon.
Ian Book
lost 4 games in a row. Then you got Ian Book. He lost the game versus the Dolphins. That tells me that the Saints with just mediocre quarterback play, or at least a quarterback that isn't at the top of the league, with the team that they have surrounding them, they can win 9-10 games. And now you're telling me the Saints got better offensively? They got Chris Olave? You're telling me Michael Thomas is possibly returning back from injury? Wow. This team can make some noise. This team feels like a playoff team to me. Lock them down in the playoffs. Just lock them up already.
Lock them up?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find I remember I saw a Michael Thomas report. I can't remember where it was. I'm trying to find it. But regardless, talking about Tyrann Mathieu, first of all, it's a great deal for the Saints, right? 3 years, $33 million, paying him $11 a year, $18 million guaranteed. So you're guaranteeing him for the first 2 years of that contract. Extremely versatile player and a leader on defense. The Saints needed safety help, right? They let Marcus Williams walk. They brought in Marcus May from the Jets. Solid player, approaching 30, coming off a torn Achilles. So I don't think you could really look at Marcus May and think he's going to have a huge impact right away. Who knows if he's even going to be available week 1. He tore his Achilles midway through last season. Remember the game against the Colts on Thursday Night Football, I want to say. Jonathan Taylor had like 200-something yards. Mm-hmm. But bringing in Tyrann Mathieu is gonna be huge. When the year before the Chiefs got him, they were 24th in points. And the 3 consecutive years after that, they were top 10 in points. Obviously, a lot goes into that, but Tyrann Mathieu, being such a great player and leader, plays a huge role in that. Saints, as you mentioned, were top 5 in defense the last 3 seasons, and I don't see a reason why they're really going to regress. The only thing that I will say to push back against their, 5-2, 4-1 record with Taysom Hill and Jameis is Sean Payton's not there anymore. Sean Payton is one of the best coaches in the NFL before he retired. Now you have Dennis Allen taking over, who has been phenomenal for them as a defensive coordinator. As we mentioned, they've been one of the best most consistent defenses in the NFL over these last few seasons. I just don't know if that, translates to wins as a head coach, because you have Sean Payton, who is really the main man behind the scenes in terms of offensive play calling and game planning each week. So I do worry, what is Jameis? Who's going to start? What's Jameis going to look like week in and week out without having Sean Payton there? I'm sure he's going to be decent. I just don't know if he's going to put up a 5-2 record. With that being said, though, the NFC's weak. The NFC is really not good at all. You have the Bucks, the Rams. I really like the Eagles, Packers, Vikings. But outside of those 5, it's like the Saints could be better than anybody else. And even they might be better than the Vikings this upcoming season too. So in terms of where they're going to finish this next season, they'll probably be a playoff team. If not, definitely in contention. If they're not the 7th seed, they'll be right there in the 8th, 9th seed in the hunt. It's just a matter of what's their offense going to look like, because we said their defense is always good. It's just, what's Jameis going to look like coming off this injury? What's this offense going to look like with Michael Thomas returning, with a different play caller for the first time in God knows how long? You're also bringing in a rookie wide receiver and Chris Olave. So it might take some time to gel together. But if the Saints are able to get the offense right, the defense is going to be great too. They could be a playoff team for sure.
Michael Thomas and Chris Olave have already started working out together. And the report you're trying to look for, Dennis Allen said that there are a few hurdles. Remain
Yeah.
with his return from his ankle injury. I think
It's always something with Michael Thomas.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine though. You mentioned the Sean Payne point. That's a good point. You know, Sean Payne is one of the best offensive minds that this game has ever seen. But I was listening to a Dennis Allen interview with Rich Eisen, and what he said in that interview was it was a point of emphasis for him to continue the continuity within the building. The staff is the exact same, just minus Sean Payne. But Pete Carmichael's the OC now, who's been Sean Payne's longtime assistant, knows how he works, knows offense for sure. He's been learning under Sean Payne. He's been working with Sean Payne. The continuity is there. This is the same system that these guys ran last year. It's the same exact thing, which means that I don't think there's going to be a drop-off. In fact, I mean, Jameis Winston, full year under his belt.
Comeback player of the year?
And there's a possibility. I mean, in 6 games, 14 touchdowns, 3 picks.
He had a game, he had 5 touchdowns. His touchdown percentage was so outlandish. It's not going to happen again. His touchdown percentage was like 12. It was something
I don't know.
crazy.
He could throw maybe 26 touchdowns next year.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But he's not going to have 14 through 5 games.
I don't know. Jameis can.
Was it week one?
Capable.
It was week 1. He had 5 touchdowns. I think he had like 150 yards.
Yeah.
It was something ridiculous. Celtics are up 11. Let's go.
But Jameis, to me, I think can have a big time year. That offense has improved. I don't think I love Sean Payne, but I don't think the loss is as big as people make it seem. Only because the entire staff is still there. If this was a new regime, new coaching staff, new everything, I'd be a bit worried. But because it's the same staff, I'm confident that these guys are going to play similar to how they played last year. They're just going to bounce right back.
I don't know if you could overrate the loss of Sean Payton. I mean, it's not just the offensive genius he is, but it's also the leadership he's brought to the city, to the team, winning a Super Bowl. Like, that can't go understated. I think that's a bit rude to Sean Payton.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's a Hall of Fame coach. But I think the Saints, they have a chance to be better this year.
Yeah, what would they go last year? 9-8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They have a chance to be better. They can finish 10-7.
Yeah.
If they have some things go their way, 11-6. Maybe.
Do you have their schedule up by chance?
I don't. No. But the full schedule releases in Thursday, at least like the game for game thing. And I'm going to make a new rankings based off that, and those rankings are going to be my predictions for each team and stuff
with
like
records?
That. Yeah, with records. And that's how I'm going to rank it. So record-wise, you're going to rank everything.
So those rumors, Jets, Patriots, week 1, Sunday Night Football. What's the Jets record going to be after week 1?
1-0. We're going to beat the Patriots.
Let's do it. I'm
terrified.
Listen, if you're a Pick-A-Side fan, you're going to remember this because right now I am terrified to play the Patriots week 1 Sunday Night Football against Bill Belichick. Don't get me wrong. When September comes around and we're doing our predictions for the game, I'm going to feel like $1 million. I'm going to say we're going to blow them out. But I'm telling you right now, I am terrified to play the Patriots Sunday Night Football week 1 with 1 billion eyeballs on us.
They're not ready.
God,
They're not ready.
I'm scared. I just have
the NFL.
Bill Belichick just is in my head, lives rent free. He just dominates.
Remember what I said? I said the NFL is not ready for the New York Jets because after week 1, when we put the whole world on notice and we beat the brakes off the Pats, and Zach Wilson throws for 5 touchdowns, Garrett Wilson's over there with 152 tugs, and Elijah Moore has 80 yards and a touchdown, and you have Jeremy Ruckert, with a play action boot.
Ruckert.
Oh my gosh! And Breece Hall running for 100 plus yards.
Sauce got to get a pick 6. No,
yeah, Sauce pick 6
for sure.
And
I hate to be
right.
your boy Mac, but yeah.
Look, people got to understand the Patriots' luck has run out.
Their
now
luck?
that Brady is not there,
luck is crazy.
Their reign of terror
I agree.
has run out.
Oh, the reign of terror has been over.
They're not
it's been
scary.
over. It's the Bills.
They're not scary.
It's the Bills in the AFC East.
They're not scary anymore.
They're not.
They're not the boogeyman.
No.
The Jets are.
Okay.
We're coming them.
Okay.
For sure.
What's Buffalo then for the boogeyman? The God?
Buffalo is Michael Myers. I don't know. It's something like that.
Yeah, no, their time is over, at least for the Patriots.
Yeah.